It's your man King Castro X coming at you live and direct with another episode of the Comic Cons podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is issue number 13, if I'm not incorrect. I think we just did 12 this morning. Shout out to my brother, Young Master Jules. He's not in the building. He's spending time being a father. The only excuse good enough to not talk comic books and kids, or comic books and toys, not kids. So shout out to him, guys. He's not in the building, but I do have some very special guests in the building with me today. Super hyped to have these guys. I've been watching them on Instagram for a couple months now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Japan TMNT. He's actually the guy that, watching his streams is how I found all these other awesome toy collectors. But they do many other things. So the two guys, I don't know how this is going to be whenever I go back to edit. But right now, directly under me, guys, I have Deadmanwon, owner of Toy Mercs, also an amazing toy photographer in the building. To my right, going this way, kids, I got JP in the building, also a member of Toy Mercs, also a member of the what is it? What is it? The Toy Rebels, and also a wonderful toy photographer. Yeah, so shout out to both of these guys. Directly to my right, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only anime figure statue collector in the building. What he does, it says it in the fucking name, kids. This guy collects some of the greatest anime pieces I've seen thus far on Instagram. Every now and then, just a quick little origin story on these guys. They do these lives. I say every now and then, it's pretty fucking frequent. Maybe 2 to 3 times a week, I see at least one of these guys going live, and they do really cool things in the toy community as far as giveaways, and they just try to make it a really friendly environment for toy collectors, toy photographers, or people that are just obsessed with fucking plastics in general, man. You don't even got to be a toy collector. If you like toys in any way, shape, or form, just come fucking talk to these guys. Shout out to you guys. How you boys doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
I'm
Pretty
wonderful,
good.
wonderful. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. Yeah, I know you're at work, man. I know anime. I know you're running low on sleep. And Dead Man, you haven't drank a bit until we started this show. So, cheers to you, boys. Happy to have you. Let's just go ahead and jump.
Fair, I did have some whiskey in my coffee this morning.
Okay. Only that's a man move right there, though. Of course you do. That's how you should wake up. I respect it. I respect that. Let's just go ahead and jump into it, boys. Deadmanwon, since you're directly under me, pause. We'll go ahead and start with you, brother. Yo, tell me a little bit, man, about what it is you do, how you got into toy collecting, and all of that good shit. Let's just jump right in.
Okay. It's weird. I'm on my screen. I'm not underneath you. I'm right next to you. But
yeah, I got you here, JP here, and fucking anime over here.
All right. Cool. All right. Cool. Well, I really never stopped collecting from being a kid. Like I did destroy a lot of my figures in my early teen years. With fireworks, as most boys do. But I still have a few pieces that I had when I was a kid, and I just never really stopped. I did a lot of moving around the United States, and I was in bands and traveled all over the place, so I lost a lot of my collection over the years, and I've been rebuilding the last, I don't know, like 5 years or so, maybe 6. And one day I just decided I needed to do something other than just have them on a shelf, so I built a diorama, and then I found Instagram, and then I saw toy groups, some more like gangs, if you ask me. And eventually I decided I was going to start Toy Mercs. As a matter of fact, it was a joke. I didn't mean to. I said it drunk on a live, and everybody held me to it. So Toy Mercs was born. And Toy Mercs isn't a gang. It's not a clique. It's not a crew. But there is a clique involved, because there are obviously people that hang out together. When you get people together, hang out more than others.
Right.
Toy Mercs is for the entire community. It's for the community, by the community. It's for everyone. Anyone who wants to join in the fun can join in the fun.
That's one of the things I hear you say quite often, man, on your lives and things, is you're a toy merc, whether you know it or not. You know what I mean? You're all toy mercs. Do you want to go into that a little bit? Talk to us about that. Tell us what that means and what toy mercs means and what it even is.
So with Toy Mercs, it's like I said, it's for the community, by the community. Everyone's welcome. There's a lot of groups where you're not welcome, and I saw a lot of that, and I didn't want to run that way. But I'm not saying that you can't run that way and you shouldn't, because that's all that, people that want to be in that sort of situation can be in that sort of situation. But if you don't, but you want to feel like you belong somewhere, Toy Mercs is the place.
I think that's absolutely beautiful, man. That's beautiful. How long has Toy Mercs been a thing?
Toy Mercs has been a thing for just a little over a year now.
Right on, right on.
No.
And in regards to that, are there other people involved as far as like the position you play? You basically orchestrate. I see you put together, as I said, certain giveaways and just things to help uplift that community. Are there other key players? As you said, everybody is a Toy Merc, but there's got to be some guys putting their brains together and bringing this together, right?
Kinda. I ask people for themes. Sometimes I'll go live with somebody and I'll ask them for a theme right there on the live. And they didn't even know I was going to ask them, so it puts them on the spot. That's kind of fun. We like to so say next week what we're doing for a theme is a takeover. We're taking over the pick bar, which is pick bar is very much like Toy Mercs, where it's a for the community, by the community sort of thing. They have the pick bar has like a YouTube channel that you can like just get a bunch of your friends together and take over their YouTube.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And one of those guys that, the guy that's real savvy with it, he's like behind the scenes, like running all the things and bringing the chat up and like changing the pictures for you, because, a lot of people don't know how to do that sort of stuff. But
right.
But yeah, so we're taking over that page this week. And the way we do that is like, we just have people take black and white photo and a color photo, the same photo usually, or doesn't have to be, and put the black and white photo on their page and the color photo on our page. It's just a way for the toy community pages to actually collab.
That's awesome. It allows you guys to network as well, which I think is really cool, especially people that are trying to build their Instagram up and things. By you guys sharing their pictures, it allows them to get followers and stuff like that, which is really cool. I'm interested in, this is for both you and JP, toy photography. This isn't something I've gotten into. Anime, I've seen you take a couple pictures. Is toy photography something that interests you as well? And then tell me a little bit about toy photography, guys. Exact for those that watching at home that don't know what that is. Again, it's in the name. It says exactly what it is. But tell us a little bit about what the fuck toy photography is. Let's talk about that.
Go, JP.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty new on it, so I don't consider myself like a photographer or anything like that, because I just use my phone and I aim it at my figures and I then mess with my computer with them. But yeah, it's kind of similar to what Deadman said, that when I started collecting, it was because I like Kamen Rider a lot. And I would watch the show so much that I wanted to get a figure of it. And I got like a really shitty one of the cheapest ones, just to have one.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I bought it, and then I saw on the tags, Kamen Rider. I put that, and then photography, I think I put. And I got a like from a guy that I still follow today, and he collabed with me for a Kamen Rider collab I did. Benny Maro, I think is his name. It's like with a bunch of U's. And that guy, when he liked my photo, I went to that and I saw that this guy takes pictures like with the Kamen Riders and little barrels and with a brick wall in the background.
Right.
And I was like, damn, dude, that's actually pretty cool. Like the action figure looks pretty cool like that. I liked it a lot. And then I went to his account and I found a bunch of other toy photographer accounts from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys got me like to them. And I think I did. And my first figures were all Kamen Riders pretty much. And then I started to collect the Deadman's favorite brand, McFarlane. And that got me into meeting like a bunch of people. And I think that when I first got into meeting the guys, it was about the photography too. And but more about the toys. I think it was Goji and Ison. I think they were. I mean, there are other members of my group, by the way. You might be like, who? Goji, and I think you know Goji probably.
Yeah, I've seen Goji. He's currently moving. I think that's the guy.
Yeah,
right?
and we began to talk, and that got me to hang out with him and to actually talk with him like a bunch. And that group, I met Leo. That is a really cool photographer. He's like an actual photographer. He works for magazines and shit in Germany. And he, as I began to post my shitty pictures, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just aiming at the figure. There, cool, boom. I mean, I pretty much do that still today. And and Leo told me, this is pretty cool, but here's like a little trick. You could do this and that, and when you take with your phone, don't do it like as you would do. Just turn it around so you get like another perspective. And I was, oh, thank you. And over time, talking with Leo got me into other into doing not the best pictures, but still I enjoyed doing them, and that's what got me into the hobby. The fun that is behind taking the picture and then doing some messing around, and then posting it. I mean, to me, 100 likes, bro, is like, fucking did it, brother.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think that's go ahead.
Sorry,
you got it. No, you got it.
Oh, sorry. And then I don't remember exactly when it happened, but it was on those lives. I think I saw Deadman, and I don't remember who else was there. My memory is like a goldfish. I forget everything over time because they get replaced by new memories. And but I think I started to talk with Deadman, and then I had to hang out with the people around Toy Mercs pretty much. Anime, we became friends. Happy Mongoose, Japan too.
Japan
Even the way
TMNT.
I met you too. It's pretty that's how it works in this community, as far as I know, man. Because of Toy Mercs and the Toy Rebels, I got to hang out with like a bunch of people, and that kind of got me not in places or anything like that, but it got me to learn like a bunch of shit, man. And also like make you really humble. Like when I got added to the Toy Photography Collective, and I was like, wow, dude, the people here, like dudes taking pictures like with actual camera, shit like that, and those guys like, oh, dude, it's insane, man. I love the community.
So really quick, I want to ask you a personal question in regards to how you take your pictures. So you use, because it's something I've been considering getting into. Obviously, watching you guys do it, I'm like, oh, I kind of need to take some pictures of my fucking plastics now because this shit looks awesome. Are you just using your phone, JP?
Yeah, I just use my phone.
And do you guys use certain editing softwares, or how do you go about doing that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mess around with that a little bit, and sometimes like all the entire picture is something like other than the figure, the rest is like a painting, like a thing that I do with this. I mean, I brought it to work today because I'm gonna be using it later. Like this is like a digital tablet that you can draw on it. So I pretty much, for instance, when I was looking at this figure earlier on, I was gonna do like a shot, as I told you, like this guy sitting all cool and shit, like possessed, and the spirit of the girl like behind him, trying to calm him down. So I'm gonna try to look like at a cool angle, and then I'm gonna.
That's awesome.
From that, I work around. That's how I do it.
I wanted to ask you guys. You guys keep using this term of a collab. How does that work within toy photography? How do you collab with somebody on a photo?
There's multiple ways to do that. There's multiple ways to collab anyway. The way Toy Mercs does it is we have you guys just take the photo, hopefully under theme, but not always under theme. We don't have any rules, only Chrome. But anyway, then when they go to post it, they just hit this button that says add collaborator, and then you type in Toy Mercs, and then it'll ask Toy Mercs to collab or not to collab, and I accept. I've never declined a collaboration, never once.
That's awesome. That's pretty amazing.
There are also more structured collabs where like you get a group of people together, and you can like usually end up making like a collage for everyone to post with their photo. So they post their own photo on their own page with a collage of all the other photos, and everyone can go search them out and whatnot.
Definitely. I was just curious. Like I said, I kept hearing you guys use that, and I didn't know how that worked. You know, if maybe it meant you sent a picture over and somebody edited it with you, but it means you guys all kind of share the picture around. Am I correct?
Well, it works that way sometimes too. Sometimes that's how people collab on photos too.
Like a hand watches another. That's how I work. Like if you share my pic, I'm going to share like your latest pic, and I'm going to actually look at it, and it's pretty awesome.
Appreciate it. Take the time to really absorb what's been done in that picture. I think that's awesome, man. Anime statue figure collector. Let me holler at you, man, a little bit. Want to weigh in a little. How did you get into collecting? Obviously, first and foremost, you're a big anime head, which I think is awesome. You also have some other things within your collection that interest me personally, such as movies, VHS, and things like that. Talk to me how you got into collecting. collecting, and if you want to expand any route you want to go, as I said, you collect many things. Feel free to talk about it, man. But how'd you get into toy collecting specifically?
Sorry, fucking dog. I'm gonna mute my mic.
What
No
happened?
worries.
Oh, no, yeah, like Deadman was saying, like I used to collect when I was younger too.
Mm,
But my family did swap meets, so every once in a while, my mom or basically my parents, they take from my collection or whatever, and they'd sold it for our necessities and stuff.
hmm
So that's I lost a lot of my collection growing up, and then just I kind of stopped because I was in a band too, not professionally, but we were playing in LA, and we were getting
That's
exposure.
awesome.
It was
What type of
cool.
music was it?
It was speed metal, like thrash metal.
Nice, nice. Like old old Metallica type stuff, like
Yeah,
Seek and Destroy style. Go ahead.
yeah. So we got together with my wife. We got a pad, and I started watching anime. And
Mm,
I'm like, man, I started watching One Piece, and I binged it, and then I started an Instagram account, and I started following people who had statues and figures and stuff.
hmm
And I was like, whoa, that looks really cool. I wish I could have one. And not even after that, we had a Secret Santa at my job at a restaurant, and my coworker got me one of my first statues. He got me a Lost statue, and that's when I went down the rabbit hole. Just fucking kept collecting and kept collecting, and then I started branching out. Remembering, I used to like Masters of the Universe too. So I have
Nice.
those. Then I always loved gargoyles growing up, so I have all the gargoyles right now that are out, and a few Ninja Turtles here and there. Yeah, I got the original Violator and Spawnmobile.
Nice, nice. That's awesome, man. What would you say? I asked you what was your first piece last time we talked. I know you're not in your collection room at this time, but what would you say your most prized piece is? The piece that means the most to you, that you're proudest to have, or the most proud?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch because I'm a I'm a real sucker for deals, so I hunt for the best deals. Like I've gotten $64 statues for like 15-20 bucks, just because there's dings on the box.
That's awesome.
But I
That's
mean,
a good
there's a
deal.
bunch of. I wish I could show them. I'll go into my collecting room in a bit, but
That's
For sure.
That's so
there-
crazy.
there's a bunch of pieces that I think
So
that are pretty awesome.
one of the things that fascinate me about toy collecting, gentlemen, is this thing called the thrill of the hunt, right? Um, Going out and hunting for the toy, maybe not finding it in one place, going and finding it elsewhere, can't find it there, maybe hopping online, which I feel like is the cheat code, but the easiest way to get what you want. But it's a great time. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about the thrill of the hunt? Is this another feeling that you guys share as well, or am I alone in my boat over here with that? Talk to
No,
me
you're
about that.
you're no, you're not alone, man. It's where I live. There's not a lot in the stores often. We don't have any like really cool comic shops or anything.
Hmm
But when I go to I still go. I still look, and like when I find something, I get stoked about it. And especially nowadays, because if you're looking for anything Hasbro, it's going to be on fucking clearance at Target these days. As soon
Right.
as they get it, so it's
My experience
the
is
thrill of the hunt.
shitty
The
because
thrill
I
of the
don't get
hunt
that
is
shit
great.
here.
Go ahead, JP. What'd you say?
Sorry, we don't do that shit here because the only way to buy toys is maybe if you go to the Santiago, which is the capital of my country,
Hmm
Chile. There you can find there are actual stores. The guys from my buy sometimes are from there. That's why when Roger goes live, like at Target and shit, I go crazy watching that shit, man. All the Predators, all this shit in the supermarket, bro. Like, what the fuck?
So you guys don't have things such as like figure stores, comic book shops, and things like
There
that.
are, but here in my city is more. Roger would be. Oh fuck! Sorry, there we go. My
No
phone,
worries.
like a fucking update something.
Yeah.
Roger would be pretty fine if he lived here in Chile because anime here is pretty big. So pretty much all
Mm,
comic stores, all they sell is anime figures everywhere. But what
really?
they don't sell is action figures like
Action
properly. They sell, the alien NECA, the movie thing, the Star Wars. You see some Black Series here, but it's always the Stormtroopers or Luke Skywalker, nothing else. Darth
Right.
Vader. You know? They will bring 100 of those, and they will sell 20, and then the rest will stay there forever. So
Definitely.
it's not really a thing. Mostly of my hunt is digital.
Okay.
Looking
So
online.
online. It's a wonderful tool, man. I mean, if that's how you got to get it, then that's what you got to do. Is there still a thrill of the hunt when hunting online? That figure's awesome.
Yeah, of course.
There
Especially
is.
with
Oh, for
look at
sure.
Deadman's face.
That's awesome. I have a wife who keeps track of my budget. I haven't got to buy anything offline yet. It's usually when I'm at a store and I'm like, hey, I got to get her like right there in the moment, like with the pressure on her, babe. I want this so much. Like, please just give me some of this fucking money that I've worked my ass off for. Can I spend a dime of it? Please, god dang.
Please, honey, give me some of my money.
Please. That's the reality, man. Shout out to my wife. She's amazing. She lets me collect toys and still fuck. So it's a good thing. We're doing big things over here, boys.
So if I ask you where your wallet was right now, would I hear a female voice in the background be all like,
yeah, like it's most men keep their wallet in their back pocket. I don't. My wife has my money, man. And when I'm at work, she'll send the food or like however that works. Shout out to her. It works out, boys, not to get off topic, but like, if I truly had control of the budget, I'd have a bunch of figures, but no home or any place to display them. So shout out to her. She really
I
takes care
understand
of
that
things.
too. I give my wife the majority of my paycheck. I'm not gonna lie.
It's my reality. Anime, you getting up? I was about to holler at you, brother.
Yeah, my bad. I'm gonna take it to the collection room.
No worries at all. Yeah, definitely. I would love for people to get to see his stuff anyway. I didn't get to ask you two gentlemen. As far as your prized piece, if you had to say one or maybe two items, what do you think? I haven't got to see much of your collection, Deadman, and I've seen some figures that you've shown on Cam, JP, but I haven't got to see your collection either. What would be your guys' like one piece where you're like, this is the holy grail for me?
How do I turn this camera around? Does that work? Can you do that on this?
I think I've actually never done it.
I think I just saw it.
Let's see. I don't see it.
I turned it off. No,
yeah.
there we go. See this Boba Fett right here?
I do.
It doesn't want to focus on it, but that is from like the 70s.
That's amazing.
And I never had it when I was a kid. I always wanted it. And good friend now, named he goes by Border Station X on Instagram. He hit me up a while ago and was like, "Hey man, I heard you like Mandalorian stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's like Mandalorian as a whole, not just the Mandalorian." He's like, "Oh, that's even better." But I want a diorama, and I got this, and he showed me that, and I was like, "Let's do this."
Right on. That's awesome. Do trades like that happen often in your guys' toy community, within the Toy Mercs and just within the Instagram toy community in which you guys have helped build?
There's a lot of trading going on.
I think that's one of the things that. Go ahead, Jay.
Sorry, I haven't traded with anyone because I still haven't set up my PayPal, which I think I need to finish like a bunch of things and it's done. But I've seen guys here selling shit for prices that you're like, are you really going to charge that little for this figure that I've seen that goes from, I don't know, $60 and you want just like 50? I mean, it's like 15.
Right.
Like, yeah, right. Bro, I don't need this shit. Whatever. Toyo is going to. He told me he's going to sell me his fucking Deathstroke from McFarlane, the one with the armor. And it was like, hey, I think it's like $25, whatever. Like,
oh, that's a deal.
I was like, okay, I'm going to remember this.
I've been hunting for Deathstroke. Is it the McFarlane?
Yeah, but the first one, not the new one. I got the new one. The new one's pretty cool, but I want the old one from the Arkham games with the armor and all the stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I need a Deathstroke in my collection. I'm unfortunately, but fortunately, I like the McFarlane figs. I know a lot of guys hate on them. My biggest beef with the McFarlane figs is that they're not very posable at all. But that's all I have, minus these Planet of the Apes figs I have over here on the floor. But that's what I've collected. I've been looking into getting like NECA and things like that coming soon. But I wanted to ask you, JP, or continue the question. What would you say your most prized piece is?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. They're all kind of the same. I mean, I got a few expensive stuff, but it's like my most expensive figures. I think I haven't even taken pictures of them because when I finally got it on my hands, they were like, not the best. That's what I think I mentioned this before. The fucking overkill from McFarlane. That was a mega fig that was the hardest for me to find, and it was the one I think I paid the most out of all my McFarlanes. An insane overpriced. When I got it, it was like this hunk of plastic piece of shit that I hate, and it's there on my room. But if I had to, so when you say like my one piece, it would be one of my spawn from the Throma with a custom cape, because that's the one I like the most.
Right. That's awesome.
That's it.
So when I say most prized piece, I instantly go to more of a sentimental point of view, due to the fact that, as I said, wife has budget. So there's certain items that I'll get my hands on. Like I said, I got these shitty ass Planet of the Apes figures. They're not very good. They look, one of them look reminiscent to the Mego dolls from way back in the day. Shout out to the Mego dolls. No disrespect to people who love the Migos. Migos are cool, but like for me, it's like I'm so obsessed with Planet of the Apes. I always say that.
Migos,
the first Vesco.
Go ahead, JP. I'm sorry. Go ahead, JP.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that Migos were like the first Mescos.
Migos were like the first period.
They were, right, wasn't it? G.I. Joe, and then
we wouldn't have we wouldn't have toys like we have them now.
Isn't that how it all came together? Was you had Barbie, then you had G.I. Joe, which are similar to the Mego figures, I think a bit taller, and then just a little bit later, somebody got the rights to the superheroes and stuff, and they made the Migos. Or was it the $1 billion Man or whatever it was? It was I don't know.
Migos just got all the rights real fast, and they just put them out left and right, and they're crappy little figures that barely had any articulation and loose fitting clothing and all that stuff. But that's what started the whole craze of what's happening now. If it wasn't for Migos, we wouldn't have what we have now.
This is why I've been looking into things such as you said Mezco earlier. Like they're like the Migos, such as they have the cloth and things like that. One of the things I love most is
your sound went off.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh no.
Yo.
Yeah, now I get you.
All right. I was just saying that I'm a fan of the fact that you can't see the joints and things like that on the Mezco dolls. I think that's really cool, man. I think that's really interesting.
First off, they're not dolls. So I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, they're totally dolls. If you can take the clothes on and off, they're dolls. But what I like about them is that we see. I can put this right. I can put a light right on it, and it doesn't shine. So for photography, Mezcos work great because they don't shine.
No, that's pretty awesome. What is it about the shine that bugs you?
It just looks like plastic.
The glare.
Yeah,
plastic.
Okay, that's what I thought you were getting at.
I get it.
Anime, I didn't get to continue talking to you about this. I wanted to ask you about the thrill of the hunt for you, where you go to get your figures. I know you said at an early age your family did a lot of swap meets and things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, really quick, Japan TMNT Collector has entered the building. This is one of the coolest Ninja Turtle collectors I've seen thus far, guys. This is the guy that I started watching to introduce me to all these other guys here in the chat. So shout out Japan, man. Welcome to the chat. I'm talking to Anime. Yeah, of course, bro. Happy to have you here. I'm talking to Anime here about the thrill of the hunt and where he goes to acquire his figures, man. And then I'll jump over here to you, Japan, and let you talk a little bit. Go ahead, Anime.
This place out here in Southern California called Frankenstein's, and they have everything you can imagine: Spawn, Batman, everything. McFarlane, like some of the rare stuff you could find, toys from the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Really?
And it's so cool because like every aisle you find something you want. But here's the kicker: like you find the same item, but one's a little bit more pricey than the other.
Really?
So you got to compare. So even every now and then, going to Target.
Definitely.
Get some cool stuff too.
So when you when you're out there on the hunt, are there certain things in regards to like when you pick up a figure you've been looking for and you find it, as you said, there's two different prices for the same thing. What are some of the things that you are looking for in particular? Damage on the box, damage to the fig. Like, would you mind putting us in the mindset of a figure hunter, if you
Yeah,
will?
for me, the box is not too important, I would say, I guess. But I mean, I still want the figure itself to be that.
No, but the damage on the box makes the figure cheaper almost every time. So
Yeah,
always
that's
looking for a
true.
damaged box.
That is true.
Yep.
But I guess that it doesn't work that way in break it sense.
Oh, it doesn't?
Really? You
That's
said
too
it
bad.
doesn't work that way?
No,
And
some
that's
I mean,
crazy.
it should. Even my local stores here say like, "Hey, we got these 3 whatever McFarlane's for like $5 less because the boxes are bent or something."
Yeah, that's how it works here as well, boys. Japan, welcome to the group, man. As I said, I'm happy to have you here. I basically ran through everybody's origin, but we got to get yours, man. As I said, you're the guy that kind of brought me into all of these other guys that do this on Instagram. Do you want to tell us a little bit as to how you got into collecting and what that's like for you now?
Yeah, what I got me to collecting, it was like e- when the corona hit, when the virus hit,
Hmm.
I had nothing to do. 1 month, like staying at home, and I was watching Facebook, and I started with the muscles. The muscles, the
Hmm.
Kinnikuman muscles,
That's
and
awesome.
those things that I started, and I told them, "Hello, I'm from Japan," and then it's like when I said, "I'm from Japan. If you need some muscles, I can get you some," and the messages were like boom coming to me all the time. I need this kind of muscle. I need this muscle. I need this muscle. Can you find them? And that's how I started like finding them and selling some of them and making some money to
Hmm.
start buying Ninja Turtles. No, I started buying like monsters wrestlers in my pocket from an English, from a British group side. And then I started with those, and then I went with turtle groups, and I started getting a lot of turtles. And the turtles started like started growing and growing and growing and growing. And then maybe last year, I think, or maybe 8 months ago, I met Deadman. Uh, he was doing a group. I followed him. I don't know what happened, and I checked Toy Mercs, and then he was like, I said, this guy is funny, I mean, because like he's drinking and smoking, and it's fucking awesome. And it's like, and then he said we were talking about the Godzilla, and my Godzilla had no tail, and I was putting him, and we had a blast, man. We had a really fucking blast with the Godzilla, and then that's how I started. And then I met Roger, and then I met Ryder, and we started like talking together and hanging out together.
That's really incredible, man. Just to clarify, when it comes to the muscles, you're talking about the little gummy looking guys, right?
Yeah, the little muscles, they call them Kinnikuman muscles. That's how I started actually.
That's really awesome. I just watched a documentary actually about the muscles on YouTube the other day, man. So that's pretty fire. So the way you kind of got your start though is the kind of the buy sell trade game. Then
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were collecting muscles, and then you found other guys that wanted muscles, and you were like, hey, I got the one. I'm in Japan, like I got that shit, and that's kind of how it worked out for you then.
yeah. That's how it worked out. And I used to send. And when America had a different president, the postage was different. Like it was
Hmm.
really cheap to send to America. Like less than 2 kilos was like $20. But not now. Now it's like it's too expensive to send. But that's how we started standing and trading stuff, and I started making new friends, and they keep parcels for me and stuff like that. And I used to buy stuff from America, and then they used to send them to this guy, and he makes me parcel, and then make everything together, and they send it back to Japan for me. So that's how I met. Like they started. A lot of people helped me a lot to collect,
That's really
and
awesome, man.
as, and
That's
then
Go
and then
ahead.
from here, I buy. There's a site Mercari. I think Mercari. Everybody has it in America as well. That's how I start buying stuff here as well, and auctions and stuff like that. But we're
Mm.
very limited in stuff that we have.
That's Macari, Macari. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking about? That app?
Right.
I've recently downloaded that. I haven't used it yet, but that's really cool, man. I wanted to ask you guys, in regards to your
Real quick
figures.
with Macari, once you
Go
get
ahead.
your stuff, you better review them right away because you will get points taken away basically as a buyer if you don't respond quickly.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Macari's all about quick. If you don't,
Nice.
if you sell something on Macari, somebody buys something from you on Macari and you don't send it right away, like they're just, man, you get bad reviews and all kinds of garbage, man. It's just
That's
Macari's.
That's
unfortunate.
pretty cool.
A little tip for you guys right there, listening that want to shop on Macari, man. Definitely give them reviews fast. I wanted to ask you guys, what's your thoughts? I was watching a documentary just a while back, as far as like it was about custom figure makers as well as guys that make their own figures. I wanted to ask you guys what your thoughts are on custom figs and homemade figs, if you will.
Toy Mercs has a whole day dedicated to customs.
That's awesome. That's
Sunday,
amazing.
Sunday, we invite all the customizers, whether they do dioramas or 3D printing or just
Mhm.
customizing action figures, to just post up their custom work on the Toy Merc page.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Anybody
This
else?
is
Any thoughts on?
awesome.
Is it?
Kinda. Yeah, I painted the entire figure from scratch. I used like a black sheet and then I painted metallics on it because this is a knockoff from Figma. So the paint job was pretty shitty.
Mhm.
So this is one of the first figures I got, and I painted this shit ages ago. Now the paints all went away, but that kind of made it look even more metallic in a way. So I kind of like it a lot. Yeah, but from the people I follow, there are guys here that make insane custom figures, dude.
No,
Sometimes
man.
what's the name of that guy that I always bring up? I always forget it. The one that makes the cobras using the bodies of the McFarlane grifter and all the shit. He makes custom Cobra commanders.
I'm
I
uncertain.
always forget. God damn.
There's
Shout
a
out
guy
to that guy.
from the
Yeah,
digital-
Shout out to that guy that JP always forgets. I got a custom GI Joe Flint in my hand right now.
Really? So
Yeah,
then
I
you guys are
customized
all
it.
definitely on board for the. Did you do this custom?
Yeah, I just split his head open and painted blood off his face.
That's badass.
I love to kill my heroes, and Flint is still my favorite Joe from like the Good Guys team. Like he's my favorite, so I like to kill him a lot.
I like that. Good energy.
They bring I know I met so many.
Good energy.
So,
Yeah, kill your heroes. Great energy.
Go ahead, Japan. You got it.
yeah, I don't know. Customs are like fucking like people. They're smart. It's like an art, man. Like
I
you see,
agree.
even that man does he does the trees, man. He's a tree. He's a lumberjack for the diorama.
That's.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you, all of you guys, but Japan, I definitely agree with you when it comes to the custom figures. The dioramas have been blowing my mind so much lately. I'm so jealous. You got one coming from Dio Dan coming soon. Shout out to Japan, and shout out to Dio Dan. The dioramas, man, just add so much more to your collection here. I got a little bat cave, man. It's not that cool. It's a McFarlane one, but I can't wait to just get a nice custom Dio, man. I swear to God, my wife's gonna walk in and I'm just gonna be in there playing in my own little world as a 28-year-old man in my Dio. Dios are so amazing, as well as just some of the work that guys do on these customs, man. They're absolutely brilliant. Have you guys gotten? Japan said you make trees and things for the Dios. Do you guys all get into making your own Dios and things, or is this stuff you plan on getting into down the line? And that's for everybody. Chime in whenever.
I'm an active Dio builder. I build Dio.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Talented.
What'd you say, Anime?
I haven't built anything
Talented.
That's what I fear the most. Like I'm scared to get started. I just feel like I'm gonna mess it up, man. I'd rather give my money to somebody to do it. But
That's how you learn.
No, bro, you could do it for so cheap. Just hit me
Really?
up, dude. I'll walk you through your bat cave, dude.
I tested my hand at it last night, guys. That was almost my only time I might start one day, but I tested my hand on it. Shout out to Go Figure Go. I didn't win the giveaway, but almost. I was almost like, oh, dude, I'm totally going to work on these fucking bricks. You know what I'm saying? Didn't do it, though. Yeah, that's another cool thing that I love about the community is you guys are always just giving shit out, man. And I think that's dope for people just getting started or wanting to try their hand, especially at dios or anything like that. Do you guys want to talk about just in regards to the mentality of the community and things? As I said, it's very supportive. What goes into that? What's inspiring you guys to keep it just as fucking friendly as possible? Because that's one thing I know. Anybody and everybody's jumping in lives 9 times out of 10, and it's always a good time.
For me personally, I try and keep it as friendly as possible just because of the people who don't. Because there are those people out there that aren't friendly and they're not nice and they don't give out advice and they don't want to help anybody. They're all caught up in their own numbers on Instagram, and that's a shame because this should all be fucking for fun.
Right.
I mean, we all have jobs and families we have to deal with. You know, so when you turn Instagram on and all of a sudden it starts to feel like a fucking job, maybe you should rethink what you're doing. Period.
No, you know what I like about that, man. You know, because he's a family man. He has his family, he has his stuff. But when he goes Instagram, he never like try to fucking destroy another person. You know,
Mhm.
even try to destroy him. No, true, but it's true. Like he always keeps
so
it
funny.
cool, smoking, take it cool. Always talk about figures, plastic, have fun, enjoy. See you guys. I'm fucked. I'm going home. I'm going to sleep. And that's it, you know. And that's how it has to be. Like I met these 3 people, and with you as well. Like we talk nearly on daily basis, you know. Like, and it's amazing, you know. It's like we never met each other personally, but like this, we know like about everybody, you know. Like we have fun. I see Roger fucking enjoying his life and smoking and enjoying it. I see JP fucking doing his thing in his workshop, you know. But still, I love it.
Workshop.
A lot of times it's his true work office. Shout out to JP, man. Hardworking man. Still working on big, so
Working on my job.
yeah.
Workshop and your job.
That's what I'm saying.
Today my last shift. Tomorrow I go back to being a free dog. They take off my leash.
Mm.
Yeah,
Man, there's
when it's
negative Nancy's out there.
that fucking get personal. You're talking about numbers, man. I don't think you're in the good place. Just stop collecting.
Whatever.
Well, to be
Going
fair,
back to the
Instagram
community
is a little
question.
bit about numbers. It
One
really
at a
is.
time, boys. One at a time. Would you say that,
Fair.
man?
To be fair, Instagram is a little bit about numbers. You know, the more people that follow you, the more likes you get, the happier you feel about all that stuff. But there's got to be a balance to it. You can't be obsessed with the numbers because then you're obsessed.
Right.
You know, what's good in that?
The one thing that I
the way
find. Go ahead,
Sorry.
JP. You got it. No, it's all you, brother.
Shit. The way I see it now, I mean, if I didn't know these guys, I probably would still be doing what I'm doing. But
Mhm.
part of the doing it right now is because of a lot of the guys here that I sometimes I talk with guys in this community more than I talk with my real friends.
Mhm.
That's how much I've been getting into it. Like, you know, talking, hey, how you doing, man? Oh, check this picture. Oh, dude, badass. Check this one out, brother. Shit like that, you know. It's kind of cool. So, but yeah, when I go live, I don't give a fuck, man. I just want to talk with friends, have a laugh. I don't take my
Right.
page that seriously, really. I just like to post pictures like every day because that's what I like to do now. That's like my new hobby, man. I don't even play video games anymore. And when I play video games, I think I play like I used to play like a lot, and I think I'd be like 30 minutes in it, and then I'd be like looking at my figures, and I think that one looks pretty cool. I'm gonna take a few pictures and then fuck the game, something like that. That's what I see now. I might get bored then and start another thing because that's kind of how I work. But who knows, you know? And
Right.
just fun I'm having right now with these things, taking pictures, talking with people here, you know, and getting my photos
100%.
to 100 likes and feel like, damn.
One of the things I think is just the coolest, man, and I find this in any form of nerdom, is that we all share that similar bond, be that comic books, be that fucking anime movies, fucking hentai. Nah, just throwing a random one in there. You know what I'm saying? Figures, whatever it may be. And then that's what I love so much about the Instagram community that I've now found myself involved with, is that all of you guys, though we're all, that's what I'm saying right there, guys. For those of you guys watching this, not listening to this, and for those of you guys just listening, I'll explain. Roger's now holding anime. Sorry for dropping the government, brother. He's holding up a collage of delightful, beautiful hentai. It's art, kids, not
For
porn.
the people who
It's
watch the video, Roger is a degenerate.
But
Roger is not his government name either. He just what he tells people to call him, because most white people can't pronounce his name.
well, there you go. There you go, kids. You don't even have the man's real name. You know what I'm saying? So that worked out well.
I'm joking. I love you, Roger. You're my brother.
The fact that we all share the love for plastics, the love for figures, and then that's our one common denominator. I can't fucking talk, obviously. Though we all go and live our own lives separately and have wives and kids or whatever the fuck it may be, fucking jobs or whatever, we love fucking figs, man. And I feel like that takes away a lot of the hostility that people in real life, as you said, JP, and I've heard you mention it to me as well, Japan. You talk to some of these guys more than you talk to, your real friends. You know what I mean?
Listen, I've been here in Japan for 19, and in my country, I have zero friends, man. Really, in my country, in my own country. I'm not fucking joking.
You're a friend of mine, Japan.
I have a friend that he
friends.
doesn't talk. He was my best fucking friend, but he never talks to me.
Mm-hmm.
I like these guys. I talk to them and they relieve my stress. Like I see JP talking. I love Deadman when he starts talking, and it's like I relieve my stress. I'm like on my break watching fucking these guys talking and enjoying it. So that's how I did. That's how
I will say, Japan, I have been enjoying my late night phone calls from you while I'm at work. They have made my day 10 times better. Same as tuning into your guys' fucking lives.
That ain't fucking sexy, okay? Just we're talking about.
No, we're just talking plastic, nothing out of the ordinary, right,
Don't
guys?
fucking take it the wrong way, Like it's like I'm calling him at night when he's working.
It's not like that, but I said it like that to paint that image to for laughs or whatever. But I have every day, guys. Like I pop on fucking Instagram, and 9 times out of 10, one of you fucks are on there talking about toys, showing off. Just fucking have a figure all up in the cam like this, and I'm like, oh, dude, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I live for that. I tell my wife daily, guys. Like, oh,
no,
fucking
cat full of women.
Not at all, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys should see me try to talk to my wife about what's going on with you guys. Be like, yo, fucking Japan TMNT called me today. He showed me some turtles, baby. Fuck yeah. And she's like, when are you gonna fuck me, dude? Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, come on, Anyway, gentlemen, man, it's been a pleasure to rock with you guys. Go ahead. She looks like Harley. I know that's not Harley Quinn though.
Oh, this is Lady Death.
Okay, badass fucking. That name is Metal right there. That name is Metal.
Can you turn it over? Can you turn? She has no new. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
That's what I figured.
This is the moment. This is the part of the podcast where everybody just shows their waifu figures right now. That's what we're doing, boys.
Roger, show the back of the wings. That's the best part. With a little thingy. You remember when we talked about it?
You remember when we talked about it?
You see there the wings when they connect. That's
Things are so detailed.
The wings where they connected, so detailed.
Wings. They're so cool. Nice.
So anyway, gentlemen, I just wanted to thank you guys for being here today. I know we weren't on too long, but I appreciate you guys. As I said in the chat to you guys individually, maybe sometime down the line, I'd love to have each of you guys as individuals and just further get to know you guys and talk more about fucking toys. Maybe get on here one of these days and just show off all of your collection, because Lord knows my collection's not big enough to appease to my audience. So definitely need some more help with toys there, guys. Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much. Is there anything we'll go around the circle like in a group or something, man? We'll start with you, Deadman. Is there anything you want to plug up? Anything you guys got coming up on the gram that you want to plug that my people can check out?
Well, I'm going to be on this podcast. It's called Comic Con's Podcast. That's going to happen soon.
Awesome.
There, I don't really have anything coming up, but I would plug some other things,
That's completely fine.
Stuff. I would say, make sure you check out the Skeleton's Tomb every Wednesday night. The time changes, but it's Wednesday nights usually on Instagram. So live show. I guess I like to call myself the house band because I'm not like a co-host, but I'm on the show every time, and I'm not the guy being interviewed.
So you are the host.
So I'm the co-host, the house band. Also, here on YouTube, there's a show called Maz's Toy Box, which is run by Maz Toy Box from Instagram. He has a couple other guys on there with him, 1/6 shooter, insightful imagery, and PL Toy Box. And what they do in the community is they go over photos that people have tagged Maz in, and they just give advice on how to make the photography better. So if you're into photography, you should definitely check out Maz's Toy Box here on YouTube.
Definitely check that out, kids. Japan, you got anything you want to plug up?
I'm gonna be on a podcast soon, so I don't know what's
nice.
Nothing much like.
Don't steal my joke.
You guys go check out Japan TMNT Collector. He has one of the most amazing turtle collections I've seen thus far.
I have something coming up. I need only 40 people to get 1,000, and then I will give something away.
There it is, guys. Go like my man's page ASAP. Like I said, really cool fucking turtles everywhere. This guy is the guy when it comes to turtles. JP, what do you got, my boy?
Ooh, I got a list now. I'm joking. Toy Mercs, Toy Rebels, follow us, mess around with us. What else? Oh, shout out to what was the name? To the Mainan Bahagia. I don't know if I said it right. They are a Warhammer 40,000 international group that I joined. That they all do Toy Pigs weekly, and now I'm like a part of that thing. And dude, they're insane photographers once again.
That cool. Name is crazy.
Asia, shit like that. So, sorry, a bike just passed. So when I'm in the group, they're always talking in this in their language. So I don't understand nothing unless it's Friday and they say Warhammer Toy Pig collaboration. Everyone ready? Yeah, here's mine.
He's like, this is my moment. This is what I've been waiting on the whole time. Well, that's awesome, man.
Shout out to them, and as I said, Toy Rebels, Toy Mercs, the Legacy Collectors. They don't exist anymore. Rest in peace, brothers. What else? I'm trying to think. I don't want to name people because then some other friends are gonna say, "Yeah, but you didn't mention me." So yeah, I'm not gonna mention no one. That's how I'm gonna do it.
That's fair. Also, good energy. Keep that. Don't shout anybody out. Not here. Anime, what do you got, brother?
Shout out to my brother.
Nothing much on my end. Just make sure you follow everyone here. Make sure you subscribe to Comic Con Podcast.
My man.
Everyone.
Definitely. Be sure to go follow all of these guys, man. Really quick, before we do get off, I did have one last question. I wanted you guys to do the plug, and then I want to end on this note. Best toy, your favorite toy line to collect. Again, we'll start with Deadman and then go around, and then I'll shut this fucker down.
It would have to be Mezco at the moment.
Mezco.
They photograph super well. I know people say they're expensive, but Marvel Legends are getting there, guys. They're getting up there. And Mezco comes with way more shit.
They do got hella accessories. Japan, what do you got?
Yeah, I started seeing these guys, like especially Deadman and all his friends and they start getting a lot of fucking different kind of figures. I got one hot toy once, and I need one Mezco because I saw Go Figure Go taking out his Mezco yesterday. I said, man, I need one fucking Mezco so bad. And so I think that's his one pride. What I prefer, what I like the most is Turtles, but still, I think one best figures is Mezco. I think, yeah.
Definitely,
Mezco's
definitely.
making turtles, bro.
Yeah, they're making turtles as well. So I'm checking if I can save for the Mezco turtles and I keep. That's what I'm doing. I don't know. I have to check. I have to check my wallet.
For sure, for sure. JP, best toy line.
I'm kind of divided right now. I'm like a man about to leave his wife for his young lover. I like a lot of McFarlane, but now I'm getting into Joy Toy. So yeah, I think Joy
That's
Toy,
who
man.
does these Warhammers, right? Is Joy Toy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm still gonna buy McFarlane, but oh man, Joy Toy has me like this. Like, oh man,
See,
all
I
my
feel
money
like
went there.
I'm trying to upgrade from my McFarlane and go to the Mezco.
Mhm.
That's where I want to head. Anime, best toy line, brother.
It's just I guess the main one that I collect, the Van Presto Bandai. Statues.
Nice, nice. Well, gentlemen, again, man, thank you guys all so much for rocking with me on this episode of the Comic Cons podcast. You guys be sure to go follow these cats on their Instagram. They go live all the damn time. It's a blast. You could potentially pop in if you got some toys and stuff you want to talk. Go follow these guys up, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, this has been the Comic Cons podcast. I was your host, King Castro X. Yeah, man, we out. Boop, boop, boop. Yes, sir.
Later,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Bye.